this here so that people have the correct YouTube link because I had to change it. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in, let that populate. So that's the correct one. All right, there we go. Cool. So our Facebook page is updated, and then we'll get into our page here and make sure everything is good on the YouTube side. So I can only wonder because, okay, there's nothing wrong with anticipation. There's nothing wrong with looking forward to our holiday coming up here. Thanksgiving is an absolutely excellent holiday. I enjoy Thanksgiving, always have, always sure I will enjoy it as well as I get older. It was fun as a kid. It's still something very nice to have as an adult as well. YouTube is just now telling me, forget you, YouTube, forget you, Ryan. So I'm just going to trust that it's working out okay. Um, Hopefully YouTube gets it together. But there's nothing wrong with anticipating a holiday. I don't think there's an issue there. What I'm getting at specifically that I think may be an issue is we're so focused on the days ahead, we're so focused on the future ahead that we miss all of the golden nuggets that are in the journey. That's what I wanted to talk about tonight. We're talking about gratitude this month. We're talking about being thankful this month. And one thing that I've noticed, at least for myself, is that there are those times where I can look so much into the future with anticipation or let's be honest, or I'm just gonna be honest with myself, maybe anxiety, maybe worry, maybe stress, like what's gonna happen, that I forget very easily to look at what's in front of me, what I have in front of me, especially in the context of a journey, in the context of growth. I remember, coming out of college and getting into work and finding myself being very frustrated with work. And anytime I'd hit a milestone, I'd complete a project or I'd do something well, I get some kudos or something along the way, I would go back into work mode so fast and put myself into a performance mindset of, this is something we've been talking a lot about too. How performance mindset can totally kill your gratitude, your thankfulness, and your joy and your peace. Ultimately, I found myself not celebrating the wins, and it's like, oh, I don't have any friends. There's no one here in the area where I live that I've moved to, so there's no one to celebrate it with. I don't know why I would take myself out to dinner and have fun, or however I would celebrate it. I was just like, I just got to keep working. And unfortunately, that can rob you. Now, I'm not saying that waiting for Thanksgiving with anticipation a week away is going to rob you of joy necessarily. What I'm saying is that I want to speak to the area where you may be wanting things to hurry up, to speed up, time to hurry up, which, we have it in movies. I think Adam Sandler's movie Click, where he gets the remote and it has the features that he can fast forward. And, for him, certain aspects of life may just not seem important to him. It may seem important to other people, but he finds himself in an issue where that remote starts to glitch, kind of the plot of the story. The remote glitch. Well, it doesn't glitch. Actually, what happens is that the remote starts to learn his behavior, and it's a smart remote. So it's like, oh, here's one of those scenes or moments in your life where you have fast forwarded so much in the future. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward for you. And then there becomes this idea of, he's getting all these different moments that he's fast forwarded until he gets to a point in his life where he's like, he's fast forwarded his way out of everybody's life around him, and no one wants to be around him. He's an old man. His health is poor. I think his daughter's getting married or something, and nobody wants to associate with him. And okay, that's a little bit of an extreme example, but I think it really plays well to the idea that if we miss what's in front of us, we might be missing the very valuable uh, aspects of life, the here and the now, the right in front of us, the things that we do have, the things that we can experience, the things that we do have available to us. We're very spoiled in the United States. We have so much available to us. If I've heard it said, if you own a refrigerator or even have a refrigerator in the space that you live, you are extremely more wealthy, and then a large, I think, what is it? I think you're in the 5%, top 5% of wealth in the world, if I'm not incorrect. Just simply having something that keeps your food longer than a couple of days. Because if you leave out your food, especially if you leave out meat, that's going to spoil really fast. There's ways to keep food fresh outside of a refrigerator, but let's just talk about the context of the convenience of a refrigerator. Man, if you have a refrigerator, we're talking. Now, if you could argue, right, I don't have money to put in the fridge. Well, I mean, if you can find $5 and go to a grocery store and get some veggies and some different things for really cheap, okay, that's a possibility. There are those cheap markets typically in most areas, unless you live in a food desert, for example. But I'm just saying in general. Yes, I live in the Bay Area. Yes, I live in a place where there is a lot of money. If you're in a tech job, chances are you're going to have a decent salary. That is prevalent here. It's also an agricultural powerhouse. It wasn't as strong and as big as it used to be. I think I heard that California at one time was by itself the seventh largest agriculture in the world as a state by itself. That's a pretty big deal. And all the trips I've spent driving through California, seeing, the San Fernando Valley with all the orange fields, and Sunkist's headquarters there. All of there's corn here that I've seen people grow and would never expect to see corn in California. I'm from Idaho, which isn't even a corn state. I went to school in Illinois, which is in the corn, one of the corn states, not so much as others in the Midwest, but I'm from a potato state, so go Spuds from Idaho. But just the agriculture that's here in the state is just phenomenal. So there's a lot of resource in the state. Now, you may not be in California, you may not be in such a technology powerhouse or agricultural powerhouse, but you still live in America, where in North America and the United States of America, excuse me, apologies, had something in the back of my throat there, where chances are abundance is prevalent. The opportunity to find something that can make you money is not too far away. You may not know it. You may not know what you don't know. You may be unconsciously unaware of the possibilities around you, but they're there. And if you put in the effort, the time, the energy, maybe you take some courses, maybe you do some different things. There's a lot of different things you can do to start making some money. It's amazing. That's a part of the American spirit is they say tying up bootstraps and going out and getting work done. You might not have bootstraps. You might have to barefoot it. It's still an opportunity that's available to just about anyone. And that's why we have so many people flocking to this country, is to get a piece of that opportunity. I've gone so far left from where I wanted to be. What I wanted to really get into was this idea of a countdown culture where we can count down ourselves into the future and lose sight of the things that matter the most. Okay, so what does that look like in the context of losing weight, burning belly fat, toning up, getting stronger, having accountability? Well, there's an anticipation with the ideal body, right? And, whether it's putting on 5, 10 pounds of muscle, maybe you're looking to shed 15, 20 pounds of fat. Maybe you're looking to prepare for some event, even though events aren't what you know, we don't have really a lot of events going on right now because of COVID and sheltered in place. Right before our very eyes, we're seeing the country locked down again. It may be worse than before because cases are higher. And unfortunately, things are looking worse than they were before. So the details of this new lockdown could be much worse than before. There is an anticipation that comes with that goal body, that ideal body. And I've done this myself. I'll just speak for myself, where I focus so much on the end result that I miss the lessons that go along with the journey. I miss the lessons that go along with the journey. And that may not just be eating, that may not just be exercise. That may be how your body responds when you're in a very elevated state of stress. That may be learning how your body responds to good sleep versus poor sleep. You might be trying to use the same fitness and nutrition techniques that lost you 15 to 20 pounds 2 years ago in today's time, but your sleep, your stress, the way that you were, maybe your work schedule, maybe your relationships in that season 2 years ago was completely different to what's going on now. Maybe you've got more stress, been there, done that. Maybe you've got more relationship responsibilities. I'm currently there now. Um, Perhaps your work life balance has more work required, or more of your time, effort, and energy is required from work. So there's less time, effort, and energy available for what you were doing in your fitness and nutrition before. There has been a shift that's taken place. So yes, those same exercise and nutrition tactics or tools most likely will work, but now you're in a new season. Now there are new things that you need to address. And if you try to use those two things and you try to hurry up to, let's say you did it in 6 months, come on, 6 months. I know if I get there, I'm going to get those results. And lo and behold, you get there and you don't have the results. There may be a lesson there for you that is ripe and ready for you to consume that you may be missing because you're so focused on speeding things up. And that's what I wanted to get to, the countdown culture, the let's hurry up and get there so we can hurry up and pass the day and hurry up and get to the next thing. We see it in our holidays. I mean, the very second that Labor Day is done, you see people, you see the candy come out, you see the costumes come out, you see the party cities pop up, or the spirits or whatever they are, the spirit pop-up stores for costumes and stuff pop up. You see it on social media, and literally for 2 months, it's nothing but Halloween. But leading up to Halloween, you better believe you start seeing some turkey and some Christmas stuff pop up, where now we have another 2 full months of nothing but Thanksgiving and Christmas items. We haven't even got to Thanksgiving. People are putting up lights and trees, and I'm not talking about Diwali. We have a very large East Indian population here in the Bay Area, and I know that they use similar lights to what we'll use for Christmas, what people traditionally do for Christmas. But people got Christmas lights up, Christmas trees up. They're putting the reindeer, the Rudolph red-nosed reindeer on the front with the tail out the back, or whatever Rudolph has out his backside, whatever they attach to the back of their car. We saw one lady that had one that was like, "Is that a tail? Is that something else? What is that? I don't know. Don't know." But ultimately, it seems like we just try to condense our year more and more and more and more. And I'll finish with this. Have you ever heard anybody say that life goes by faster and faster and faster, or life has gone by really fast? Well, how much of life have you settled in? How much of life have you consumed and really tried to get the most out of? Like eating a rib. Do you leave some meat on the bone, or do you suck that rib dry? Now, I know people break the bone and suck the marrow out. I don't prescribe to that. I never will prescribe to that. But let's just say you're going that extra mile. How much are you getting out of that rib bone called life? Or corn on the cob? Are you, leaving a few, maybe a lot of kernels on there, maybe a few kernels, maybe you're getting every single kernel off of there the best you can? That's what I'm talking about. How much you're getting out of life. Because if you spend your days getting the most out of them that you can, learning as much as you can, growing in knowledge, applying it the best you can, learning the most about yourself, becoming as self-aware of self as possible, and then applying what you learn in the multitude of counselors, and then a man or woman can be very blessed. Are you leaning on and learning from those who are in your circle? Do you have a circle of mentors who can speak life into you, speak in a way that will give you or assist you with direction, give you some assistance in your journey, whatever your journey may be, help you to elevate in a way that's going to assist you in moving in the direction you want to move in your life? getting the most out of it? Or are you just counting down and waiting for the next thing? That's what I wanted to get to today. And I think that there's a lot of gratitude that we can have. I think there's a lot of thankfulness that's available to us in this context of slowing things down and paying attention to what's right in front of us. And I just want to talk about that tonight. I wanted to make that one of our last few days. I noticed that we're a week out through from Thanksgiving. That particular thought came to my mind, and so I wanted to speak to it. So I'll leave it there. We're at 15 minutes. I'm a little bit off here in my timing because I had a technical difficulty. But this is Ryan Sanders with Project Fresh. We specialize in personal training. We're a certified personal trainer through the National Strength and Conditioning Association. Our certification, or my certification, is a certified strength and conditioning specialist. Here in the Bay Area, I was working in the peninsula and just about to train at Facebook as a trainer before sheltered in place took place. This has been my motivation and more or less my springboard to get online and start developing my craft, my speaking items, my areas of expertise, and also developing my speaking points, kind of like a comedian develops their act as their content. I'm developing my content when I want to pour out to you guys, hopefully finding what lands best for those who I connect best with or who best connect with me. So we focus on fitness and finances for the F and Fresh, recreation and relationships, education for the E, sanctity, that is soul and spiritual health, and the H, which is overall health. That is our business model. And in that is nutrition coaching, accountability. And we do this just day after day. And that's it. That's the grind. We're a full-time business. We're online. You can find us here, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We even now have an official Google business page. So if you want to check us out, Project Fresh, you can find us there. All right, just want to give you that, guys, that quick recap on who we are and what we're doing. We hope you have an excellent evening, and tomorrow's Friday, so we'll see you for our last day of the week for our Project Fresh live stream. We'll see you next time. Have a safe evening. Peace out.